Welcome back to part 2 of our All Signs Energy Check-In. We are going to be covering Pisces through to Leo. I will list all of the timestamps below, so you can just jump right ahead to your sign. Feel free to listen to your sun, moon, or rising sign, and we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. So Pisces, a card already flew out, but it didn't flip, so I'm not going to take it, especially since I haven't yet set my intention. So Pisces, let's see, what are the current energies? Got 2 of them. So what I'm seeing is, I feel like you're really busy right now. Maybe just dealing with family matters, things related to the job that it is, to take care of a family, to upkeep a family, maintain a family. I see you've built something very stable for yourself in your material world. This could be an actual family, or it could have to do with your work, with your job. But there is something that has been established, that has been built here, that has been a heavy focus for you during this time. And I see it to be very successful, like I said, very established. It's very rooted, very abundant. But it just seems like you're kind of bored with it. Maybe you're just bored with the everyday responsibility of whatever, your duties require of you, whatever your role is, again, pertaining to maintaining a family or maintaining your role, your job, maintaining your business. And there just seems to be a boredom here as it pertains to those things. So let's keep going. Let's get more information. What is the block for Pisces? The block for you just seems like you're on the move. You're busy. You're a busy bee. You have a lot of places to be, a lot of people to see, a lot of people to talk to, a lot of things to do. You could be traveling a lot right now. And I don't know, maybe it's all just weighing really heavy on you. Maybe you need a break. Maybe you kind of want to be spontaneous. So if you feel like things have been boring, have been very repetitive, just like that day in, day out routine, know that there are ways that you can kind of be spontaneous, do different things, invite in different energy. We always have that option available to us to infuse our everyday with magic. We have to make life feel magical. We are responsible for cultivating that. So that's your little reminder that, you're the one with the power. And it's about engaging with life, with your environment, with your surroundings, seeing the synchronicities, connecting, like I said, with nature. Connecting with nature is connecting directly with the divine. A simple walk in the park could be absolutely magical if you were, present enough. You can always find magic. It's always there. It's always present. And it's just a matter of you being able to see it and being able to perceive it that way, and you giving it that meaning of magic. But I think you are very busy. You have a lot going on right now. Maybe, you have so many places to be. Like I said, so many different responsibilities, just things to do, things on your plate. You could have to drive a lot, travel a lot. And this is a blessing, but you're just not perceiving it as a blessing because you're missing the magic. And it's because, I feel like you're not present in the moment. Maybe you wish you could be doing something different, or you wish you could be somewhere else, or you just wish you could take a break, or there's something here about that that's causing you to miss the magic of the moment. Because, it's all magical. It's just a matter of you tapping in, So let's see, what is the heart of the matter? So I actually have the heart of the matter and the next card right here. So the heart of the matter has to do, again, with family. You have responsibilities. Maybe you're just caught up in the hustle and bustle of parenting, of taking care of children, maintaining a home, keeping the house clean, doing the laundry, running all of the errands, cooking the meals. It can definitely be very taxing. It can definitely be a lot to have to keep up with. And yeah, there's definitely no breaks when it comes to raising kids and taking care of a family. It's nonstop. It's one of those 24/7 kind of jobs. But I feel called to tell you guys a quote that I tell all of like the new moms that I meet, moms with babies that are on the younger side, because I have 3 kids myself and I remember those days. So I always like to say the days are long, but the years are short. And it just means like, yeah, it's really difficult. It's a lot of work every single day taking care of little ones. But if you're a parent, you know that the kids grow up so fast. In a blink of an eye, they're like grown, you know? I'm in awe every single day at how big my kids are and how fast they're growing and how it felt like it was just yesterday that I gave birth to them, you know? So it's just crazy. And so I feel like what Spirit is telling you is that you need to enjoy these times, you know? You need to see the magic of these times. They're never gonna come back. One day you're going to miss this phase in your life. One day you're going to look back, you know, at all of the pictures you've been taking around this time of your life, or, you know, the age of your kids right now, whatever it is, whatever a snapshot picture of your life would show right now. One day you're going to look at it and it's going to give you so much nostalgia, and you're going to see like what a beautiful, sacred time it was. So instead of focusing on the monotonous tasks and duties and like what's expected of you, the labor, you know, all of the effort that you have to put into this, that leaves you feeling exhausted at the end of the day. Instead of just focusing on all of that, like, oh my gosh, I don't sleep. All I do is wash dishes. All I do is do laundry, fold laundry. I just cleaned the house and it's a mess. All I do is clean the house, organize everything, or like those middle of the night, you know, feedings. It's like, I know it can be a lot. I know. I'm not trying to minimize that at all. It's very taxing, but there's a beauty to it. Remember, the days are long, but the years are short. And know that this is not your life forever. This isn't going to be your life forever. This is just your life right now. This is just a phase that you're in. So that's why we should always just kind of embrace it, embrace where we're at, and just lean in. This is the phase of life you're in. Try to enjoy it as much as possible. And the way that you do that is by staying present. This is how you're able to see the magic of life and really enjoy it, is by staying present. It's not by like wishing you could be doing something else or remembering how easy life was without kids. And of course, you know, this is just an example. It's one that I am seeing here coming through the cards, but it's something here. Like, you're in this phase right now that you're in. It's a phase where you're creating memories. So try to be as present as possible and enjoy it as much as possible, because like I said, one day you're going to look back at these times today and you're going to feel nostalgic about it, and you're going to see the beauty of it. It's like you're creating history, or you're making history right now. And Spirit just wants you to fully enjoy it instead of seeing it as like so much chores, so much responsibility, wishing you could be somewhere else at a different phase, fast forward time, you know, be doing something else. This time right now in your life is a very precious time, a very sacred time. Okay, so the next card that we have here is Solution. So yeah, Spirit, like I said, Spirit just wants you to have fun, to like have a good time. It's okay to be spontaneous and just enjoy it. Like, enjoy whatever it is that you're going through and invite a little bit of fun, you know? Like, if you have to wash the dishes or clean the house, put on some music, like blast some music. Make it fun, you know? Do whatever you have to do to like infuse some fun into your life. Maybe take like an unexpected trip somewhere. Instead of doing the laundry one day, maybe take the kids to the playground, to like the big one with the splash pad, I don't know, or like to the pool, or wherever's fun for you. But it's asking you to infuse fun into your life, to infuse a little bit of spontaneity, and to just have fun with it. Have fun. Make it fun, you know, in whatever way that means to you. And we have this for advice from Spirit. I'm going to get a clarifier for that. I feel like Spirit just wants you to have like a higher perspective, a higher outlook over the circumstances of your life right now, so that you can see the truth of it and just surrender to your circumstances, to whatever it is you have going on, and just have fun with it, you know? Whatever it is that you're thinking, like, the grass is greener, like, oh, the grass is greener over there, or if only I was doing this, or if only this was my life, like, they're saying no, that's not the truth. The grass is hardly ever greener. Oop. None of these cards flipped. But yeah, the grass is hardly ever greener, and they just want you to see the truth. Like, because I feel like you're holding on to this false truth or this false picture of what the truth is or something like that. And they want you to move closer and walk towards the actual truth of the situation. Have the World card. Yeah, I don't know, Pisces. I feel like for those of you tuning in, you guys are just kind of like, you have duties, you have responsibilities. You might have young children, a family, or responsibilities having to do with your family. Like you're a caretaker of some kind to someone in your family. And you don't want to be doing this. You'd rather be out. You'd rather be partying. You'd rather be more free. Maybe you're reminiscing back to like the days when you were young and free and it was so much better, and what would life be like if you could just have more freedom, have more time to yourself. And maybe you don't want to have these responsibilities right now because these are big responsibilities, you know what I mean? Being a caretaker, being a provider, it does require, you know, so much effort and your energy and your determination, your discipline. And I just feel like you just want to have a good time. But Spirit wants to remind you that you can have a good time. Having a good time, feeling free, liberated, happy, like life is a party, you know, seeing the magic in life. It's available to us in every single moment of the day. Every second of the day, it's available. But you have to tune in. You have to align to it. It's on you to make your life magical, like I already explained. It's up to you to make your life fun. So instead of like moping around and wishing that it was different, work with what you have. Understand that this is the phase that you're in and make it as magical as possible. And remember that this time that you're in, again, it's such a sacred time. It's such a precious time. It's going to be a time that you come back to and that you reminisce about and that holds so much beautiful memories that are going to like make you feel all warm inside. So like take all of the pictures in the world, really capture this time of your life, have fun with it, enjoy it, stay present. Presence is the key, and stop holding on to whatever this, you know, false idea is that you have of like what would be better right now. The truth is that what you have going on right here, right now is what's the best. It's what's here. So it's time for you to just honor where you're at, be happy with where you're at, and go through whatever process this is that you have to go through, because it does look to be like a longer term process, like I said, like a phase in life. And just release what no longer serves you right now, which is thinking that anything but this moment here is what's perfect, or it's, you know, where you need to be. It's definitely a time to move stuck energy and to leave your old reality behind and be present into this reality that you're in. I feel like you are entering a period of intense shifting and releasing old stories that you have about how life should be or about what's fun, to move in the direction of your happiness and of the greater meanings of life. You are exactly where you need to be, and this phase of life that you're in could be just as fun as whatever time you're thinking of, whatever you think is funner, wherever you think the grass is greener. Put that energy into your current reality, into your current conditions and circumstances. Accept it fully lean in and enjoy it. You're creating really magical, special moments right now, and that's so beautiful. And it's time for you to acknowledge how beautiful it is and what an important time this is for you. Okay, Pisces, so those were your messages. I truly hope that served you. Wishing you all the best. You got this, as always. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope to see you again soon at another reading. And until next time, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next sign now, which is Aries. What's up, Aries? Let's see. What are the current energies for Aries? Ooh. Okay, Aries. So it seems to be like right now is a time where you need to make some kind of decision regarding your love life, or you need to like think about this, see this situation clearly. so that you can make very logical decisions around it. So for example, if you're in a connection, if you're in a relationship, but it's long distance, and you know you're rooted to wherever you live because let's say you have like a really good job there, and your partner is also rooted wherever they live because they also have a good job, or whatever the situation is. It's like coming to that place where you need to logically think about like what are the next steps. You know, it's like, okay, so there's a connection, we both really like each other, but we're also both really rooted to where we live. So is this something that's going to work out? Are we willing to relocate for each other? Is that a possibility? How could we make this work? So it's a time right now where you need to be asking like those more practical questions to see like where this relationship is going, because I see that you need to make some kind of decision, or, you know, become clear about something regarding a relationship in your life. So let's move on to the block. Let's see, what is the block? The Emperor came out, so this is an Aries card. So there you are, showing up in your own reading as the block though. So maybe you feel like you can't fully be yourself, or there's something that you might be sacrificing or something that you might be negotiating for your love life that is what I would consider to be a non-negotiable. Something that has to do with like who you are, your personality, who you are as a person, your expression, or like your boundaries, you know? Because it looks like you have to make some kind of decision here that doesn't involve too much consideration of your emotions. It's like you have to make a really cut and dry decision based on facts. So if we're going back to that example of like the long distance thing, maybe your partner has made it clear that like they're not, whoa, the light just went off. Maybe your partner has made it clear that they're not willing to move, let's say like that they're not willing to relocate. But maybe like you really love your job, you know, maybe you've built yourself up in a way that you're proud of and you like what it is that you do. So maybe this is something that you've been glossing over, that you haven't really been considering because you like this person so much. You feel like a true connection to them, and maybe you want to make them happy, but there's something here that feels like a burden. It feels like you're on your own carrying something heavy, or you're negotiating something or sacrificing something about yourself, something that has to do with you, maybe with your boundaries, or again, like something that you really love or something that makes you feel strong and important is being somehow influenced or somehow threatened by this relationship. And I just feel like it's a time where you just need to think about these things, to see it clearly, because I think you're going to have to make some kind of like decision. So you need to really contemplate and think about like where it is that you really stand and what you're okay with. Because I feel like somehow, some way in this relationship, like, I don't know, like you're not feeling your strongest or your most confident, or I'm not really sure, like maybe you just feel like one of your boundaries are being crossed, you know, or you're carrying the burden of something all on your own, and it's like weakening you in some way. It's causing you to feel weak, or you feel like you're in a weaker position in the relationship or something, and it feels like a burden. It feels heavy, and you feel like you're alone, like this burden falls on you somehow. So you need to think about yourself here, you know, and if you're happy here, if you are holding up your boundaries, if you are like being firm, being fair to yourself, basically. Are you being fair to yourself? So let's keep going. Let's get more information. Let's look at what is the heart of the matter. That was the block. So yeah, I just feel like something about like your self-expression, or like who you are, or something like it's being, like you feel like you can't do it or something. You can't express it. Something about you, your personality, just it's being diminished somehow, or it feels blocked somehow. So right now it is about working together with other people, with a group of people, building something, you know, maybe you're building a new skill, or you're working on a business together, you're working on growing something, cultivating, building, creating something within a group. So I'm not sure if you don't feel like a part of the group, or if you feel like the position you're supposed to have in the group is not really being respected in some way. Like, let's say you're like the boss or something like that, like the founder, the CEO, I don't know, something like you have some kind of like higher position. It's feeling like you can't assert yourself because of whatever reason. Like maybe people aren't taking your ideas seriously, or maybe because of your higher status, your higher position in this dynamic, it is requiring you to take on more of like a heavier workload or a heavier load or something. And you need to reflect, like, is this the position that I want? I'm hearing like you have to bear the brunt, or you're bearing the brunt of something. So it's like you're needing to like go through something unpleasant, you know, like you're having to put up with like some bad circumstances. You're bearing the brunt of something. And it's time for you to reflect on this, to really think this over, to find solutions, to see if there's anything you can do to make this, you know, more fair for you maybe. And if you're working with like within a group of people, it's kind of like being able to split the responsibilities, the expectations maybe more evenly, for everyone to feel, you know, like they're included, they're involved, they're being listened to, they're, you know, doing their part to make something happen, and that everyone feels good, you know, everyone feels good about their role, their responsibility, the way they're showing up, and that the other people around them, you know, feel supported, that everyone involved feels supported. So let's move on to the solution. What is the solution for this? What is the solution for Aries? The solution is to consider what your long-term goals are that, you know, is going to bring you happiness. Like, what is your happily ever after? What does that look like? What is it that you ultimately see for yourself or want for yourself? What is it that you want to cultivate, that you want to build, that you want to work towards? What kind of community would you like to have around you? What kind of, you know, relationships would you want to have? What's going to make you feel whole? What is it that, you know, makes you feel like this all-encompassing giant love around you? To remember that happiness is an inside job, you know? You need to choose happiness. Happiness really isn't going to come from anything external, you know, not even from the perfect relationship. It can be a source of happiness, but you shouldn't rely like on anything external to you, not even like your family, your relationship, your connections, not even those things to be like the main source or the main reason of your happiness. So yeah, I am seeing for you, you know, like there's a lot of reflection here that needs to go on when it comes to like your connections, your relationships, and what you give. What's going to make you happy, you know, where to put your energy into, what boundaries do you need to have, and what do you take pleasure in doing? What do you take pleasure in like gifting, you know, your energy to these people that are close to you through giving them time, kindness, and service? Like, what is too much? Because I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like maybe, like I said, you're taking the brunt of it, but you have to see, like, is it worth it to you? Is it a pleasure for you to take the brunt of it? Or is something unbalanced here? Is this not how you want like your fairy tale ending to go? So you need to start, you know, laying the law now, putting up some boundaries now so that things could be built in a way that's more enjoyable. Or is this your role right now? And you're happy to take this role because you know the phase that you're in right now, and these are people that you care about and that you love, and so like you're okay to be responsible. It's kind of like, you know, if someone in the relationship gets sick or is in between jobs, and so a lot of the pressure is put on one person in the relationship for the time being, and it's like reflecting on, am I okay with this, or do some changes need to be made, and making a decision in regards to that and communicating something in regards to that. So let's see, what is the advice from Spirit for Aries? What is the advice from Spirit? Page of Cups. So the advice is to remain open and creative to the magic all around you, to the synchronicity all around you, to lighten your load, to know that anything is possible at this time, and to be open, to miracles, to approach life like a child, with that kind of enthusiasm that they have, and step into the unknown, just even though they have no idea, half of the time, what's going on, what's happening. They're just always so happy, and they're just always going into the unknown, just completely open and welcome of any unexpected twists and turns on the journey. So the advice is for you to connect to the magic, to connect to your heart, to stay open, stay light, have fun, have a good time, to be playful, and make sure that you're not trying to control the situation too much, and play a little more. I feel like you're in a very serious energy, contemplating very serious matters, and it has to do with you, with who you are as a person and your position and your role in life, and maintaining your boundaries, honoring your boundaries. And maybe you do have a lot of responsibility, or you are getting the brunt of it somehow right now, and Spirit just wants you to invite more playful energy, allow yourself to be silly, and to stay curious and open and positive, optimistic about your situation and what's to come, and to just stay excited to see what happens next, because I think you do have a deep focus on your happiness. What does your happiness look like? Maybe you're right now in a very pivotal moment where it's you need to choose, or you need to make a decision, or you need to kind of be clear on, what does my happiness look like? What is it that I want for myself in the long run? What is it that I want to build for myself as it pertains to my happily ever after, and my connections, my relationships, in all ways, your romantic relationships, your familial relationships, your work relationships, all of it. It's it's all coming into question. So this does seem to be a really important time for you. But I am seeing maybe you have a lack of confidence or something, or you feel you're in a weak position, or you feel you have a lot of pressure or something. So Spirit really wants you to reflect on, what is it that you think you need to do to feel stronger within yourself, to feel more confident within yourself, to feel more self-sufficient. I feel something is coming up where you can have another chance to set the standard, to set the bar, to reflect on what your boundaries are, and to, uphold them. I feel something is coming to your attention here that you have to address. And I think it is very divinely led, divinely guided. So if you can just tap in, tap into that. Tap into Spirit, and what Spirit is trying to communicate to you, where they're trying to lead you, where they're trying to guide you, by really connecting to your creativity and, your playfulness. I feel that's definitely going to show you some answers, or it's going to guide you in the right direction. But they definitely want you to feel supported, loved, to feel self-efficient, to feel you have a role, you're doing your part somehow in a way that's meaningful, purposeful, in a way, that you're respecting yourself, but also, showing up to do your part and being happy to do your part. It's you want to show up and do your part and be happy to be there, feel accepted, feel supported, and feel happy to do your part, because, you love your environment and the people around you so much that it's easy. Because right now something does feel like a burden. Maybe you're overburdened, or something does feel heavy, but you're getting an opportunity to kind of take a look at it and take a different approach. So yeah, like I said, the advice is definitely to stay optimistic and connected to your creativity, and open, just very open, and see what comes through. See what doors start to open up. Just Be very curious. It's like follow the little white rabbit. You know, I feel like spirit is definitely present and they're guiding you. So it's a matter of like tuning in and being led. Okay, Aries, those were your messages. I truly hope that served you. Remember, the answers lie within. The answer is inside. You got this. Sending you all my love. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope to see you again at another reading. Take good care of yourself. We are going to be moving on now to the next sign, which is Taurus. So let's see, Taurus. What's coming up for you? What are the current energies for Taurus? Ooh, a solid opportunity, a solid offer, something that with the proper care and attention can grow into something very fruitful. So let's see, let's get more information. What is the block here for Taurus? We have the Seven of Cups as the block. So maybe, I don't know, maybe you got like some money, let's say, that you can invest, but it's like you don't know where you're going to put it into. You don't know how you're going to invest it yet, how you're going to like move with it, because you have so many options and you're just trying to figure out like what's the best choice, like what is the best direction to go in. It could also be like jobs, you know, like job opportunities. Maybe you have like multiple job offers, or in the job that you're working in, there is multiple directions you can grow in, and you're trying to see like, okay, which direction should I move in? Like, what do I want to try? What do I want to cultivate? And I just see you needing to make a decision, like needing to make a choice as it pertains to your everyday, you know, something that's going to influence your everyday life. It is looking a lot like work to me, a lot like a job to me. And yeah, you just want to grow something. I just feel like you just want to be abundant, successful with something, you want to grow something, and you just need to make a decision, you know, because there's a lot of doors and you just want to know which is the best door to walk through. And so maybe you're weighing all of that out, trying to see like what is the best direction for you. But I do see that you have like a solid offer, and you're just seeing like, where do you want to plant this seed, you know, like where is it that you want to go with this offer? How is it that you want to move? Okay, so let's keep getting more information. I feel like you're still confused, you know, like you're like, oh, I don't know, like what to do. You still don't know what to do yet. So let's get heart of the matter. So the heart of the matter is, this definitely has like work energy all over it. So I think this is definitely regarding work for you guys. But I think you also have to be careful, like not to get stuck in the illusion of like the material world being the only thing that there is, and only being motivated to grow and to build in the material world. As an earth sign, you're very good at that. You're very diligent. You're very patient. You know how to show up, how to work, how to grow things, how to build things. Tauruses are also known to like really nice things, you know, to like luxury and stuff like that, being that you're ruled by Venus. But I feel like you could potentially take not a bad path, you know, but like be consumed by the thought of a lot of money or a lot of material gains, a lot of finances, versus like feeling really connected to the work that you do, feeling really connected to your daily routine, to what it is that you're committed to. And when we put all of our attention and focus and energy on only building in the material world and only thinking this material world is all that exists and it's all that's important, that's when we get consumed by it. And in Vedic traditions, they call this Maya. You know, Maya is illusion. It's understanding that this isn't the only thing that's real. You know, you can't lose sight of your essence. It's like understanding and validating your 3D experience as being real, yes, but also being able to see beyond the Maya, to see the ultimate truth of your existence, that there is something more, there is something deeper. And knowing that you can create, you can take whatever opportunity this is to create something that you feel lit from within doing, that is your passion, that you feel passionate about, that you feel like is your purpose, that you feel very called to do, something you feel very called to do, even if it isn't promising you a lot of, material gains and growth and whatever right away, or at all even. It's seeing the value in living out your purpose, regardless of what it looks like on the material world. But yeah, I am being pulled to say, like, you need to overcome the Maya. You need to overcome the illusion. I feel like you're trying to make a good decision and you're feeling confused because it's like you want to grow, you want to invest in something that's going to multiply, that's going to triple, that's going to be very successful on the material world. And maybe you're not really considering like your passion and what makes you happy, what makes you feel lit from within. There's like something about that that's missing. So make sure you're not getting consumed by this material world. It is important to be here, to build in it, to master it, but we must not get consumed by it or think it's the only thing that matters, or it's the only thing that's real, or it's the only thing that's important, because then you're losing sight of another side of life and of yourself, the side that connects you to your truth, to your purpose, your path. Because I feel like you might be confused as to what that may be for you right now. You're a little confused. So I just feel like you have to consider these things while, in this time that you're trying to make plans to move forward. You need to understand that there's so much more to life than what you can physically see with your two eyes. And there is like a calling. I feel like there's a calling here that's coming to you. And Spirit wants you to answer to your highest calling. And in order to do so, you do need to overcome the illusion of our material reality. And you do have to build that pure vision so that you can serve and elevate yourself and elevate those around you through your very existence and through, what it is that you offer and what it is that you do and just what naturally just comes out of you. So I think there is something like in the way here of you like really connecting to that, because I do see that there's confusion here around like what path to take, like what seed to grow, what to nurture. So let's see, what is the solution? What is the solution for Taurus? Yeah, Taurus, I feel like also you could have a lot of people in your ear. Like you could have a lot of people like trying to advise you and trying to tell you, like what worked for them. And it's probably coming from a place of love, but I think it's doing more harm than good. I think it's making you more confused than not, listening to like all these people's opinions and, inputs and all of this advice. I feel like this is a decision you need to make for yourself on your own, This has to do with your life, with your path, with your calling, and discovering what that is. And so in order to like be able to do that, you need to quiet the noise. You need to say thank you, but no thank you. Kind of protect your space, quiet down so that you can listen to what's inside, to what you want to do, to what you're being called to do. Because I feel like you do have a calling. You are being pulled to do something. But there is also so much confusion here. And I think like a lot of voices are contributing to your confusion. A lot of, chatting. So it's like when you're hearing all of these different takes from all of these different people, you get so confused that you just do nothing. So Spirit wants you to kind of like block it all out and to think for yourself, to make this decision on your own and to like let the dust settle and find a peaceful environment, some peaceful time, so that you can like think this over and like think clearly about it. This is how you're going to find a solution. Because right now you have no idea. You're so confused. You don't know which way to go. I feel like you have an inner calling, like a way you want to go, but it is going to require you to like nurture this and show up and water it and create the right conditions, to grow something from scratch. It's going to take that. But then I also see like the advice you're getting or something. It's like saying, no, this is more important. You should focus on this. You need to build this up. You need to do this. You need to take these actions. There's this quote that's coming to mind that is saying like, life will take your hand and say, this is important. no, this is important, this is important. And it's up to you to be able to take your hand back and place it on your heart and say, no, this is what's important. You know, don't get distracted by the noise, by, you know, what people are telling you you should be focusing on. Detach from all of that and go back to yourself, go back to you. You have the answer within. So let's get an advice card for you, Taurus. 5 of Cups. Interesting. Let's see. Let's get a clarifier for that. The Fool. I don't know why I'm hearing that song, like sitting at the dock of the bay, like just someone that's just sitting around, like they're not making a decision. They don't know which way to go. You know, they can't do everything. You know, they can't do what everyone is telling them to do. So they're just gonna sit there and do nothing, you know. Maybe this is the energy that you're in, and Spirit wants you to move. Spirit is saying, like, you can move, you can make a decision, you're supported, you have something, you have some kind of resource, something that's solid, that's stable, that has so much potential. And it's just time for you to take a leap of faith. Stop listening to other people's advice and what everyone else is telling you and what people are telling you is important and what you should be focused on. Listen to yourself, to your own inner calling. Do what you feel is right. Just take that leap of faith and hope for the best. Commit to whatever it is that you're feeling called to do, that feels good. It feels like it's going to be your purpose, like very purposeful and very meaningful for you. And just move in that direction, hope for the best, stay committed, show up every day, do your part. I feel like it is going to be a part of your everyday daily routine, and just do it, you know? Stop having all of these doubts and all of this anxiety surrounding it, and just go for it. You know, listen to yourself. If you want to take advice from other people, don't take advice from people that are only in this place that they only see the world as being like all about money and all about what you can grow here, and you know that's the only things that they consider to be success, is what it looks like in the outside. Those are the wrong people to take advice from. If you want to take advice from God, you know, like connect to God, ask God, pray to God, and ask them, you know, like, please God, show me the way, light the way, lead me to the rock that is higher than I, show me the open door. And that's the only person you need to be taking advice from. If there's like a spiritual leader that you really look up to, or a religious leader, I feel like these are the people you want to listen to versus just like the person that is telling you that you should just build up your bank account and have as many properties as you can and grow as much as you can in this material world and be as rich as you can, to have all of the luxuries. You know, this is what you have to do. Like, that's who you want to get away from. These are the people that are like clouding your vision. So maybe this could even be in like a form of like reading books, you know, by spiritual leaders. Maybe that's going to help you in some way. There's so many resources available nowadays, online, on YouTube. So just, you know, set that intention, put it out there for you to be aligned with like the proper teaching for you, so that you can like be exposed to some higher truth, some higher perspective that has like a more holistic view than just thinking that this material world is the only thing that exists, you know? You want to have a more holistic perspective that includes like spirituality, the essence of life, your purpose, your dharma, connecting with that inner wisdom within, and really having like that strong internal engine that is what guides you. Being able to build that, being able to create that, to learn how to do it, to be guided how to do it. Again, whether you have some spiritual person that advises you, that you learn from, or whether you start reading books or just gathering like some sort of knowledge that's really going to help you be successful on your path. I am seeing some indication that you might be afraid to let people down, but right now is not the time to focus on other people. You have to focus on yourself and on your own happiness. And the more time that you stay stuck and stagnant, the more that you're sad about the whole situation. So right now the focus should be on how are we going to get the ball rolling to move things ahead. Okay, Taurus, that was your message. I truly hope that served you. You got this. I know you do. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I look forward to seeing you again soon at another reading. Take good care of yourselves. We're going to be moving on to the next sign now. Gemini. Hey, Gemini. Let's take a look at what the current energies are for you. What's coming up for you? What do you need to know? What does Spirit want to impart? This is really good, and I think someone else got this. I think it was Taurus. So, the reading just before yours, I'm actually doing this next set of readings on a different day, so that's why I was like, I know I just saw that. Looks familiar. I think it was Taurus. And I just felt inclined to shuffle and pull for the second card as well. This is very similar to Taurus energy already. And like I said, it's a different day, so it's not like the cards aren't shuffled or something. But yeah, Gemini, so what I'm seeing for current energies for you is that there is an opportunity here for you to grow something, for you to nurture something, for you to put time and effort and energy into something that is going to prove to be very stable and worthwhile over time, if you so choose to give your energy to it. But I am seeing that your vision is a little hazy, it's a little cloudy, and maybe you're not seeing this opportunity clearly, or maybe you just have way too much going on in your life right now to really be like focused enough to even perceive this opportunity for what it is, which is something that has so much potential and that can grow like fully. You can watch fully blossom and bloom and become something long lasting. And like I said, very stable, very solid, very successful, that can produce a lot of fruit. But again, you seem to be very like preoccupied. So I don't see that your full focus or your full attention is on this opportunity, and that's the block here. So let's see, let's get more information for you. What is the heart of the matter for Gemini? What is the heart of the matter? You might even perceive this opportunity to be like too good to be true. Like, you know, you probably are looking at it like, well, if it's too good to be true, it's because it probably is. And so you might not even be giving it the time of day just for that reason, because it's like it's too perfect, or it's too good to be true, or, you know, something like that can't be trusted, or there has to be some kind of like wishy-washy energy. Or I also think that you feel that your wish fulfillment is like so far away, you know? You're not seeing that you have it so close and that it's right here, and that, you know, all you have to do is notice it and choose to give to it, to nurture it, to water it. You know, I do see you praying for something to come into your life, and I do see you hopeful. You know, I see that you do have faith and you have hope that things can get better for you and that your prayers will be answered. But it's like you think it's so far away from you, and it's actually right here, right now. So there's something right here, right now in your vicinity that is like being handed to you. It could be like an offer, an opportunity, something that you have, some kind of resource that you have that you're not really seeing clearly right now. There's something you could do with something that you have right now that could be like ultra successful, and in many ways is like the answer that you're looking for, that you're searching for at this time. But something isn't letting you see it. Something isn't letting you see it clearly. So let's see. What is the solution to this for Gemini? What is the solution for Gemini? A solution. I think Spirit is saying to put it to the test, you know, instead of like guessing like, oh, that's not going to work, or, you know, just thinking about it. Spirit wants you to actually put something into motion, to commit to something, to try something, instead of just like wishing and daydreaming and playing out like, you know, scenarios in your head of how it could go and what you could do, and if you had this opportunity, the steps that you would take, the actions you would take, the things that you would do. It's like Spirit wants you to get out of this like praying energy, like praying for something or wishing upon a star or longing, daydreaming, with actually like committing to something, like taking the practical steps to start something, to start a journey, to start a longer term journey. Spirit wants you to get out of this stagnant energy, because I feel like you have so much energy and you're just not doing anything with it. It's kind of like just sitting. And Spirit wants you to put this energy into motion, like give it an outlet, so you're not just sitting in it and ruminating in it, in your mind with all of these scenarios that you're creating and dreaming up. They're saying like, okay, instead of thinking about it, spending all of this time thinking about it, let's see like how can we take practical steps to actually put this into motion, to make this a reality. How can we bring this down from like that amorphous realm and into this material realm? How can we ground this down? So really start to think about that. The steps you have to take, what you have to do to start something, to commit to something, commit to growing something, to building a skill, learning something, trying something new out that you feel very drawn to, that you feel very excited about, and that you feel like comes very naturally to you and makes you very happy. It could be something very creative, something that, again, you consider a wish fulfillment. It's like if your inner child could have it their way, this is what you would be doing. Spirit is saying, it's possible. It doesn't have to be too good to be true. It doesn't only have to like sit in your hopes and dreams. You can make this happen. You just have to believe in yourself and know that you can do it. And, take some practical steps and put things into motion. Spirit is trying to tell you like it's totally doable. You can do this. It can become a reality. So let's see, what is the advice from Spirit? I feel like this message came through so clear and concisely, which is awesome. Oh my goodness. Oh, we got the Gemini card. Look at this. The advice from Spirit is to follow your impulses, to follow what feels right. Those synchronicities, those moments that you meet somebody or that you come across something, an email, an ad, a job opportunity that is exactly, in the realm of what you want to do, or it's like along the lines of what you were just thinking about. Those moments that you're like, oh, that's funny. Like I was just thinking about this and look, it just popped up. That's a sign, that's Spirit sending you signs to like move forward with something. They're trying to show you like synchronicities, send you messages to give you like a trajectory, like a direction. They're kind of trying to like lay the breadcrumbs out in the forest so that you can follow it and make your way towards success. They're trying to align you on your path, to bring you together with whatever it is that you want, with success. And it is something that you're going to have to commit to, something that you're going to have to be disciplined with. It may involve travel or driving a vehicle, a lot of driving. It may also involve working with others, working with people close to you in your community, neighbors, siblings. I'm hearing bridge the gap. So there's like some kind of gap that you have to bridge. Like there's something you have to bring together that you're meant to like bring together, So I don't know if you're supposed to move somewhere to get closer to something, or you're trying to get someone to move to you, or I don't know, there's something that you're trying to like merge with, align with. And if you're totally confused and you have no idea what this is, watch for the synchronicities, because I feel like Spirit is definitely wanting to communicate something with you. And they're going to do it through synchronicities. It could even come through others. So like when you're having conversations with your friends or family or whoever's around, whoever you see on a regular basis, your neighbors, like something could come up in conversation, or they could like make you aware of something like, oh, it's so funny that you bring that up because I just, saw this job opening and maybe you'd be interested in it, or something like that. Or, oh, I know someone that knows all about, making that kind of investment or something. Or I know someone that's actually looking to invest into this kind of thing. That's your sign. Like, that's a nod from the universe that's saying, yes, this is it. This is your opportunity. Or that, you're on the right track, or to follow up with that opportunity, to just check it out, see what comes of it. Don't just like brush it off and, continue to wish upon a star, continue to hope that things are going to change or that doors are going to open. It's like something is right here for you, waiting for you to just like bite on it, like bite, take the plunge, see it for what it is, for the opportunity that it is. Because I do see that it's something small. So it's something that you have to, give it your time, your energy, and your effort. You have to commit to it. And you have to understand that it is going to take a while and that, it's going to be a process and you're literally growing it from scratch. But if I feel like it's going to be something that you really like, that really comes naturally and easy for you, flows out of you, flows through you. And I don't know, this just seems to be a very great opportunity filled with so much like material gains. Eventually, it's going to be very fruitful materially in a tangible way. And it's something that's going to make you feel like you're on top of the world, like you're victorious, like you're successful. I feel like it's something that has the potential of being very potent, very powerful, very healing, transformative, but it needs to be used in the right way, because I'm seeing that it's also something like that if you like misused it, like there's a potential that you could misuse it and that it could like maybe do more harm than good or be something that's more poisonous rather than healing. So it's something that you have to like be very mindful with the direction that you take it, and that you're very like aware of the power that it has and that you use it for good, that you intentionally use it for good. I'm getting a lot of indication like of a dual energy, a dual nature. I don't know if this is something that exists inside of you, but you are Gemini, the sign of the twins, a dual energy. It's known for that literally, but it is like coming through the cards very prevalently that I'm noticing. So you have to be careful with that, because I feel like, I don't know if it's your mind or something, but it's like you can be your own worst enemy, or you can get in the way of something, or there's something here that you have to be careful not to be dark, about it, or selfish about it, but to use it like in a good way, in a positive way. It's like, that saying, our mind can be an amazing tool, but it's a horrible master, because if you let the mind take over, it can start, driving you crazy, keeping you stuck in all of these loops and scenarios, or ideas, perceptions that aren't healthy, or that are just keeping you stuck, down, stagnant, confused, keeping you distracted instead of liberating you. It's like something has the potential of liberating you, of healing you, of helping you to overcome some kind of obstacle, some kind of adversity. And it has that power, but it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because it has that power, but it's also possible that it also has the power to like, I don't want to say destroy you, because I think that's a little extreme, but it also has the power to keep you stuck and stagnant, or to keep you in a low vibrational energy, to keep you confused, to keep you agitated, feeling like you're at a standstill, like you're at a stalemate, like you're, you can't see your way forward, you can't see your way out. And it's because of all of these thoughts, that you can't get rid of, that it keeps chitter-chattering like in your brain, and you can't get it to shut up. So I think right now is a time to be very considerate of others, to be cooperative of others, compassionate, loving, to be very mindful with the things that you say, what you communicate, to be mindful of your energy, how your energy is influencing, to be self-aware. I feel like there's an opportunity coming, or is already here, and you just haven't seen it for what it is yet. And it's because you're preoccupied with like these thoughts, or, it's like, I want to say self-destructive thoughts that are keeping you stuck, keeping you stagnant, instead of like helping you to move forward and take action on something and commit to something and make a move, like take action, follow an impulse. So I would say be cooperative. Right now is definitely a time to be cooperative. If you get like an invitation to go somewhere, like a random text, to meet up with someone you haven't seen in a while, or to chat with someone, to try something new, to go somewhere new, right now is the time to just say yes. You know, be a yes man. You know, that movie with Jim Carrey? That should be you. Just say yes, because I feel like something is going to come up, and it's going to be during a time where you're just like having fun, where it's very casual, where you're just like with a group of people or with friends or a neighbor or just someone from the community. And it's going to be kind of like you would never expect for it to have happened that way, but then it just does. You know, it's just happens so naturally, so perfectly, so seamlessly, and you're like, what? Like, this is almost too good to be true. Like, how did I come across this opportunity? Or like the way that it all happened so synchronistically. Like, it's so crazy. You know, like that's the feeling I'm getting, that you're going to be like, this is so crazy the way that all of this just aligned for me. It's for a reason. Don't, you know, fear the worst, that it's too good to be true, or nah, or having so many things in your mind that you're worried about, that you're stressing out about. Or again, it's like a feeling of kind of like expecting the worst. And so like not even going through with it, because it's like you just expect for this to just blow up in your face and not be real anyway. And why get excited in the first place? For what? It's just going to turn out bad. Or surely there must be a catch. Spirit is saying to like surrender, to be fully surrendered, and to just see what happens, to just see what comes, and allow yourself to be moved out of this place of confusion and not seeing things clearly, and not being able to discern this amazing opportunity that you seem to have right here at your fingertips. Again, this is like a battle that you have going on with yourself. So Spirit wants you to lower that guard. They want you to know that there's no bad vibes, no bad juju, you know, like no one's out to get you, and that you can trust this energy, and that with time, you're going to see that it's a really good opportunity, and you're going to be happy that you went for it, and you're going to see like how it all was a part of the plan all along. You're going to see how this is definitely like meant for you, and you're going to see the great potential. And it's going to help you to better express yourself more authentically, in a way that's more true to you and who you are. But it is going to happen over time. And like a shift in perspective does have to happen for you to see this accurately for what it is. But you're going to get all of the information you need to get, because I feel like at first you're not going to have all of the information at first. And maybe like the situation is going to be requiring of you to just be very hopeful and optimistic and just hope for the best. But Spirit is saying like, it's okay, like hope for the best. It's okay to hope for the best, because the situation is going to bring something really great. It has the potential to anyway. And it seems to be very in alignment for you. And it also seems that you're going to get the information that you need. Whatever information that you need to make this decision, it's going to come to you. So just be patient. But in the meantime, align yourself, you know, consciously choose to align yourself, or, you know, set that intention out, ask Spirit to open the doors for you, to align you to what's meant for you, to give you synchronicities, to give you guidance, messages of what your highest path is, to show you the way. And when you get those inklings, when you get that information, again, like those breadcrumbs that Spirit gives you to guide you out of the forest, don't hesitate. Act on it. Do what you can to like set the motion forward and get the ball rolling on something. Okay, Gemini? So those were your messages. I truly hope that served you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope to see you again at another reading. We are going to be moving on now to the next sign, which is Cancer. Hello, Cancer. Let's take a look at what the current energies for Cancer might be. We got a card, but it didn't flip, so I'm not gonna take it. Let's see what's going on with Cancer. Ooh, I love this. I feel like it's good vibes, it's good energy, very abundant energy. You could be growing something, like something could kind of be in process, you know, like something is baking in the oven, you're growing something. It could be a baby, like literally, you could be pregnant or someone around is pregnant, but it seems that you're growing something or you're inviting in a lot of abundance into your life. Something could be coming to full term. We have the World. So this card is actually coming out in the blocked position. So I'm seeing that I think there is a little bit more work to be done here. Something isn't quite finished, isn't quite yet, isn't quite full term, but maybe it almost is. So at this point, whatever this is that's coming up here for you, it's something that you've already been seeing like fruits for. You've already seen some growth, some return, where, you know, you're seeing some kind of fruit of your labor. And maybe it's not quite where you want it to be. You want it to keep growing, to keep giving to you, because you're very focused on being self-sufficient and, you know, making sure that all of your needs are met and making sure that you're taking care of yourself, making sure that, you know, you have everything you need to take care of yourself, that you have a pretty healthy bank account, you know, you have a home, you have food, clothes, you know, like that your needs are being met and they're being met by your own effort. But I just feel like maybe you thought you were going to be further along in the process by now, or you thought you were going to have a different kind of level of success than what you currently have. It may be taking longer than you thought, than you anticipated. And Spirit just wants you to be patient, to stay on track, and also not to get too focused like on material things, because I feel like you're already in a really good place, like in a good spot when it comes to finances or building something, growing something, having some kind of abundance here. And you think you're not done. It's like you're not satisfied. And Spirit wants you to see like this is satisfactory. Like the fact that you're not seeing that you've reached like some kinds of milestone or some type of success, like you have reason to be happy, to see how far you've come. Like you have evidence of like seeing how far you've come. Spirit is saying like the only thing that could be taking away this joy, you know, for you to celebrate something, for you to celebrate a milestone, is because you're too consumed by the material world, where it's like, well, it's not enough. What I have, what I've cultivated isn't enough. I want more. And, you know, they're pointing out that that could be a mistake for you to like get stuck in that, of just constantly wanting more and more and more and never feeling satisfied, even though you have so much reason to feel satisfied for how far you've come. It's like you feel like, no, I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet, instead of just celebrating how far you've come and what you have cultivated for yourself, what you have grown for yourself, the success you've had this far. It's noteworthy. You know, Spirit is saying like, this is worth celebrating. Like, what more do you want? You know, so take a look at that, reflect on that. Because if you're too stuck to the material world, it's never going to be enough. If you're too consumed by building in this material world and that being like the priority and the only thing that matters to you, it's never going to be enough. There's always going to be another level, something else you want. And Spirit is saying, don't fall into the trap of thinking that something else is going to fulfill your need. Something else is going to fill a void. That something else is going to make you happy. That it's going to solve all of your worries, all of your problems. Because that's just not the case. And they want you to be able to see that clearly, so that you don't get consumed by like just trying to hoard, you know, like material gains, and then just never be satisfied. I feel like the way that we do this the most is when we compare ourselves to other people, instead of just like comparing yourself to yourself, you know, to who you were yesterday. We compare ourselves to other people, and then all of a sudden what we have seems like so minuscule and seems so inadequate. You know what they say, like comparison is the thief of joy. So there's something here for you to be joyful about, for you to celebrate, something you've grown, something you've cultivated, that you don't see it as being like at its fullest level yet. Like you feel like, no, like until I have my $1 million home, I'm not there yet. You know, whatever it is for you, whatever, you know, the $1 million home is for you, enter it in the blank space. But it's like there's something that you're attaching yourself to, that you're like, well, until I don't have this thing, I'm not successful, or I'm not satisfied, or, you know, it's not enough. And this is kind of like a mental prison. And you have to know that there's no material thing in this world that's ever going to fulfill that need that you're trying to meet. There's a need you're trying to meet with material things, and it's never going to be satisfied through material things. So that's why it's a prison. And Spirit wants you to start placing value on things that actually matter. Because I feel like maybe you're placing value on something that ultimately doesn't matter, or ultimately in the grand scheme of things has no value, or isn't going to make you feel any better. So let's see, let's keep going. What is the heart of the matter for Cancer? What is the heart of the matter? The Two of Wands. Yeah, exactly. It's like you want more and more and more. And look, there's nothing wrong with this energy. Like, there's nothing wrong with this energy of wanting more, because we are expansive beings. And like, once we reach a milestone, you know, we're going to naturally want to hit another goal. It's in our nature, and that's fine. But like, they just don't want you to be consumed by this material world, or by these goals, or like, you know, putting yourself like in this rat race of like, well, I'm not going to be happy until I reach this goal. And then you reach that goal, and then you have like another goal, and like, well, I'm not going to be happy until I got that goal. And it's like, they just want you to be happy with where you're at, because where you're at is worthy of celebrating. You've put in a lot of work, a lot of effort into something, and you've progressed a great deal. And it's like, you're not experiencing it as if you have, you know, you keep just wanting more and more and more. So really reflect, like, what is it that I want? What is it that I'm looking for? What is it that I think will make me happy? And if you think it's something in this material world, I really, you know, I would reflect on that, because that's hardly ever the case, you know, that it's going to be something that like truly fulfills you ever, you know? So for the solution, we got these two cards. So yeah, Spirit just wants you to see the truth about the situation, and that you're holding yourself back, and that you're keeping yourself stuck in like a mental prison, and that you're too attached to something. They want you to detach from this, because it's like it's stealing your joy. It's taking away your joy, and it's making you feel like you're not successful until you have this thing. And that is just simply not the case. And Spirit wants you to like become aware of that, and to see that, the truth of that clearly, that you already are where you wish to be. Like, think of yourself a couple years ago, you know, that version of yourself that existed a couple years ago, and what they would think of this version of you that exists right here, right now, today. They would be so proud, you know. You would start to see like, wow, how far I've come, how, you know, much I've accomplished, how much I have progressed. You know, you'll start seeing like your journey and how it's been unfolding so far. And they want you to just be satisfied with where you're at, instead of like continuing to project towards the future of like, yeah, that's cool, but I'm not here yet. You're allowed to have goals, but you just can't let it like steal your joy. You can't let it consume you. You can't let it, you know, make you believe that it's some kind of solution, or that it's going to fulfill some kind of need here, because it's a trap. And they want you to see the truth of that. Like, happiness is an inside job. Feeling fulfilled and content, that comes from inside of you. That doesn't come from nothing outside of you. No material thing could ever fill that void. That's something you have to cultivate inside of yourself. So it's like you're cultivating a lot in the material world, but Spirit is asking you, okay, now it's time for internal cultivation, because you're never going to be satisfied if you're only focused on external cultivation and building up in the external world, you know, you're always gonna want more and more and more. You're always gonna think like, oh, well, it's not enough eventually. So there does have to be something inside of you that it's just like, you choose, you decide like, I'm fulfilled, I'm happy with this. This is more than enough. Look how far I've come, you know, to stay present so that you can reflect on like what direction you actually want to go in, and that you're not making all of these plans and all of these moves, you know, to conquer more things for yourself just to stay unhappy at the end of the day, you know? So let's see, what is the advice for Cancer? Yeah, exactly. It's what I was saying. It's like they want you to be mindful of what you're giving to, because it's like you're giving a lot of your time and your energy into building something, and it's like it's working, but it's almost like you're just not satisfied. You're not satisfied. You're not happy about it. You're not happy with it. And you think that it's because you haven't reached a certain level, and that is just not the truth. It's like you're never gonna reach this feeling that you're looking for if you're only focused on this material world. I feel like I've said that a billion times, but that's the message that keeps coming through for you, Cancer. So they want you to be mindful of what you're giving energy to, what you're giving your time, your resources to, because I do see that you're getting a return, you're seeing progress, but you're unhappy with it. So now it's a time to reflect like, okay, well, maybe this isn't my happiness. Maybe whatever I think is my happiness really isn't my happiness. So what is my happiness? You know, like reflect on that. It's like you need to go inside. You need to reflect on that. You need to like listen to what's inside. Tune into that, because it's going to, I feel like, lead you in a whole different direction. And you just seem to be so unsatisfied. There's a reason for that. And it has nothing to do with you not having that $1 million house yet or whatever, you know, like I said. You have to go inside, feel your feelings, feel your emotions, get in tune with your internal landscape, see how you really feel about things, reflect, and see like, why am I not happy here? What am I missing? What do I want? What are my values? What am I looking for? What feeling am I looking for? Don't attach this feeling of happiness to like some material thing. That material thing isn't what's giving you the happiness. Happiness comes from inside. It comes from within. You can access that level of fulfillment without whatever material thing it is that you're attaching to it. And that's what Spirit wants you to like uncover. They want you to go like on this journey. They want you to slow down so that you can create space to start to really see that more clearly, like get more insight about that and start to like understand yourself better and understand your needs and how to meet them in a better way than the approach that you have right now, because the way that you're trying to meet them, it's not working for you. It's keeping you trapped, stuck. It's keeping you like in a loop, in a pattern, like in a harmful pattern. Okay, so they just want you to like highlight this, highlight where it is that you're going wrong. There's something here that you're running away from, that you're not trying to look at, you're not trying to face. I feel like it has something to do with your internal space, and they just want you to like call it out, to look at it, to face it, and to see the truth of it, you know, to put a spotlight on it so that you can free yourself. Okay, Cancer, so that was your message. I truly hope that served you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope to see you again at another reading. We will be moving on now to the next sign, which is Leo. Last but not least, certainly not least, none of the signs are least, but especially not Leo, right? All right, Leo, let's see. What are the current energies for you? Oh, Leo, what's going on? Oh, okay. So this seems to be like a heavy period for you guys right now. I feel like you guys might be going through something really difficult, something really painful, and maybe you guys feel like you're starting over from scratch, like you had to endure some kind of difficult ending, and now it's like you're starting with nothing, you know, like I don't know why I'm getting like the image of having nothing. Like if your house burned down and like everything just left, everything just went with it, and now you just have nothing. Or something got stolen, like your car got stolen, or your wallet, and you're just feeling like bare and naked. It's like you're feeling a lack, you're feeling empty, barren, you're feeling like you're just here starting from ground zero with nothing, starting all over, starting again. Let's see, Leo, what is the block for you that you're not healing? Okay, so this could be like memories. It could be like you're thinking back to this time, this difficult time where something, you felt like everything was just taken from you. You felt completely just left out in the cold. You felt like you had nothing. You were left with nothing. Again, it could be like you lost your house, you lost something that was big, that was important to you. Maybe it was like your position, your place. Maybe you felt like you lost your place in the world and you just felt completely alone, misunderstood. You felt unsupported and like you had to go through this by yourself. And I just feel like it was such an intense experience for you that you haven't fully gotten over it. It's like you haven't healed yet. You haven't allowed yourself space and time to just try to calm yourself down enough to be able to see like why this had to happen, or why did this happen in the first place, you know, to try to get some kind of like clarity about the situation, some truth, to try to get peace, you know, to be at peace with what it was that happened to you. Let's see, what is the heart of the matter here for Leo? This is so unexpected, Leo. Like I wasn't expecting this energy for you guys. Well, Venus was retrograde in Leo for a long time, and I know a lot of people say that's like not the best transit. I have Leo in my first house, and it honestly wasn't the worst transit. Like it just, you know, personally for me, obviously, for me, the way I felt it, it was like I was spending a lot of money, and like I'm normally really good with my money, budgeting and, you know, saving and all of that, and I just felt like there was this little voice, you know, it was Venus, and she was just like, go shopping. She was like, you need a whole brand new wardrobe. Every time I went out, it's like, buy it. I'm like, leave me alone, oh my God. I felt like I spent so much money to the point that like, I feel like I literally need to pick up a part-time job just to recover a little. So that's kind of like how it worked for me, how I experienced that. But I know like that transit could be very difficult. So maybe you had a difficult go at it while Venus was in retrograde. I don't know. But the good news is that she's not in retrograde anymore. So maybe you will, you know, be able to move on now and get some clarity now. But let's see, the heart of the situation. You're not seeing your power here. You're not seeing your strength. You're in complete like victim mentality here. And I'm not trying to diminish or minimize what you went through, because I know it probably was something very painful and very difficult. And I feel like it definitely knocks your self-esteem, but you're bigger than this. You know, you need to know that you're bigger than whatever happened to you. You're bigger than your circumstances. And when something happens to you, when something comes up, you have to know that you're a match for it. You can overcome it. So don't doubt yourself, because I feel like you're not feeling the best about yourself or about your situation where you're at. You could be having some money trouble, like difficulties with your finances here, and you're just not feeling your best. You're not feeling like your strongest, your most confident. You're feeling like very up and down about yourself, about who you are. You know, your status, your position, how you look, how you present, just who you are, your body, your appearance maybe. There's just something here that you aren't moving on from, like moving past, like it still really has you in its grips, you know, like whatever happened to you, the situation. So let's see, what is the solution for Leo? What is the solution for Leo? Page of Pentacles, to start again, Leo. I feel like, you know, Spirit is saying like you're not going to change the situation by just ruminating on it and, like wishing that it never happened and feeling sorry for yourself or feeling like a victim. Spirit is saying, like, it is what it is. This situation happened. Now you have to start again. It's like, here you are. This is the reality of your situation. You have to start again. If you're finding yourself at ground zero, it's because you have to do this, You were put on a new path entirely. And so now you just have to commit to it. You have to commit to whatever it is that you have to do to like grow something again, to regrow something. I feel like maybe you felt like something was just taken from you, like something that you grew, something that you were doing. It could be also like it was your work, like your job was taken, or, and you felt like you built up to that position. And you're like, oh my God, like I spent all of that time just building up to that position just for it to be taken away from me, or just for me to be here having to start all over again, or something. Or it could be like financial again, like you're experiencing money problems and you just keep saying like, oh my gosh, but like why did this have to happen? Like maybe it was some unexpected expense that happened and you're like, why did this have to happen? Now I have nothing, And instead of staying in that mentality of like feeling sorry for yourself, feeling bad for yourself. And again, like it does seem to be like a really sad, hard thing that happened to you that you have to overcome. But it does seem like you have to get back on your 2 feet. And in order to do that, you have to start again. You have to start over. And it's like just a matter of just accepting like that this is where you're at. This is just a part of the journey that you're at. This is what happened. You're being called to start again, to start over. And you have to know that if you're here in this situation, it's because you can handle it. You can do this. You can commit yourself and you can start again. You can build from scratch and get yourself to an even better position, situation than you were in before. Because nothing happens by accident. Nothing is a mistake. It's just a matter of us, eventually being able to surrender and to just accept what is and to just face life with whatever it is that's in front of us, and to know that we're a match for it, and to meet life and do what we have to do what it is that we're being called to do in that moment, and to know that we're strong enough to do it, to know that you have what it takes, you have that fire within, that spark to do anything, you can overcome anything, and to just be hopeful for your future, to know that it's gonna be amazing, it's gonna be great, and that eventually, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be happy with your path and your journey and what happened, and you're going to be happy with what you've cultivated, and you're going to be so happy that this happened. Instead of seeing this as something so negative, something so bad, you're going to eventually look back and be like, I'm so glad that happened to me, because then I would have never been put on this path, and I wouldn't be here where I'm at today. You're going to like where you're going to go in your future, you're going to be so happy about it. Whatever it is that you start now, that you cultivate now, you're going to be so happy once, you complete this cycle. And I do see that it's going to be like a long-term thing, like a long-term cycle. It's for sure going to take some years for you to kind of like reach some kind of completion point. You definitely do seem to be like at the start of something, just at the start of the journey, or needing to just accept that and commit to it and move forward with it. But it's like you're still seeing the situation as like something so negative, and why, and feeling like you don't have enough, and why did this have to happen? And you seem to be like unaccepting still of the circumstances and what happened to you. You just can't get past it. But you just have to roll with the punches, like meet life, know that you can handle it, you can do it. You have what it takes. You have the energy. You have that life force energy. You definitely have the heart. You're Leo. And you just have to believe in yourself. And instead of looking at the situation as something that's so horrible, you're going to have to shift perspectives and try to look at it in a different light, That's really going to help you to just take the steps you need to take, the actions you need to take to have your new start, to have your new beginning. To start from scratch, start something from scratch. Like in my case, it's my savings account. I'm not starting it from scratch, but I just want to rebuild it up, because I know how important it is to have a savings account. I could be like, damn, like I really didn't need to spend money on all of those things. Or if people could just pay me back when they say they're going to pay me back. There's so much reasons why I could be like salty and bitter, but it's like, instead, I'm just going to do what I have to do, which is, rebuild. So Spirit really is just telling you to stop like cursing the past and wondering why things have to happen like this, and if only things could have happened different and you would be in a different situation. It's like you hate the position you're in right now. You hate the position you're in, and you keep, being sad and like feeling betrayed, feeling like you have nothing after, you had so much, and like now you have to start again. You have to start building from scratch. And Spirit just wants you to just do what you have to do, accept it, see, the situation for what it is, the reality for what it is, and to be optimistic. Just be optimistic. Just know that things are going to work out. Things are going to get better. Things are going to expand. And, to try not to be so emotional right now, and instead just be very like logical, like do what you have to do to rebuild. So if you have to like learn a new skill set or go back to school or, start from an entry-level position, like whatever it is, it's just like, just do it. Just start. Time is passing anyway. You might as well just start and just believe in yourself and know that things are going to get better. And in hindsight, you're going to be so happy with the results that you get. So I think we have one more card for you. Let's get an advice card for Leo. What is the advice for Leo? Okay, so the advice for you, Leo, it's to know that, you are loved, you are supported, you do have people in your corner, or at least you have people that want to be in your life in that way, in like an emotionally supportive kind of a way. Because I feel like after whatever you went through, maybe, you don't trust people, or you just, you have low expectations of like people. But if you kind of like let your guard down and you took a better look, you'd see that there are people around you that love you and that care for you and that are here to be emotionally supportive to you on your path. Like you're not by yourself completely and fully. Even though this is a journey that you have to take alone, I am seeing that, like you have to take this journey alone. There's love around you. There's a lot of love around you. And whatever it is that you had to go through, it was so necessary, because I feel like you're breaking past some kind of like ego construct that you had. You're evolving. Like this whole situation, it's evolving you. It's making you wiser. It's like making you more self-aware. Like it's helping you to like connect with yourself more and get to know yourself more. I feel like this whole situation is going to show you like really truly what you're made of and how capable you are. And it's really going to like boost your confidence when you see like, I did that, like I started from scratch. I had to start from scratch. And look, I did it. And this experience is really teaching you that no matter what life throws at you, you can always bounce back. You can always pick up the pieces and start again. And you're gonna feel like, if I can handle this, I can handle anything. I can get past anything. I can do anything. You're gonna be able to reflect to yourself, like, I kept myself regulated. I healed, I cleansed myself of all of that negative energy, negative memories, negative thoughts, all of that resistance. I put that to bed. I regulated myself and I did what I had to do. I got the information that I needed to get when I needed it. Like Spirit is saying, like, you don't need to have all of the answers right now. Like you can learn along the way, like things that come up along the way in the process that you don't know, you can research, you can learn as it comes up. You'll get the answers that you need. The information is going to be accessible to you as you need it. So just relax, be at peace, try to see the situation from a different perspective, through a different lens. Know that it's all divinely led, divinely guided. You're on path. This is the way it needed to go, and it's for a reason. Everything plays its purpose, plays its part, and you're on track. You're on track. You will be aligned with what is meant for you, whether, it's information that you need or people. Spirit just wants you to start, to accept, and to go on this journey, because literally you're like rebuilding your life right now. The life that you had, that you knew, it's like you're completely rebuilding an entire new reality for yourself. And literally you're like at the starting point, but you will get to the finish line again. You will get to the finish line. And then you will understand like why everything had to happen the way it did. Like you're going to have full clarity, and you're going to be really happy and really successful and really abundant. And whatever it is that you're starting now, I feel like you don't even know it yet, but it's going to bear so much fruit. It's going to be so successful, and it's really going to give you like very lasting results, and you're going to feel very secure and very stable and very grounded, like very rooted. So just remember, you don't have to know all of the answers. Take things as they come. Just move one foot in front of the other, one step at a time. I feel like maybe this triggers you a little bit, like not having all of the answers and not knowing like, well, how is it going to work out, and what's going to happen, and what am I going to be aligned to? And that might be giving you some kinds of anxiety here, but Spirit is saying to just go, just start, just commit, start the journey. You're going to be so happy, and it's all going to make sense eventually, one day. Okay, Leo, you got this. Those were your messages. I truly hope that served you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope to see you again at another reading. And that was it. We went over the 12 signs. This video only has from Pisces to Leo, but there is a part 1 with all of the other signs. If you missed that one, or if you want to check out like another one of your placements, I always recommend Sun, Moon, or Rising. But okay, if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. I also do offer personal readings. I will leave my information in the description box below. I would be more than happy to connect and to work with you. Big hugs, so much love. Take good care of yourselves, and until next time, bye.